Hello, everyone. Good afternoon to all our participants, and welcome to eTwinning Success Stories 5. As you know, these webinars are a series of inspiring sessions showcasing teaching experiences from the eTwinning community. And today is the number 5 of these eTwinning webinars and will be dedicated to promoting digital skills in the classroom. Before we start the webinar, I would like to remind to all our participants that this session is recorded and that the recording will be published on the page of the webinar on the European School Education platform, and the video will be uploaded on YouTube. So let's start to mention the agenda for today's webinar. As I anticipated, the focus is on digital literacy, which is also the monthly topic of the European School Education platform for the month of June. For this occasion, we have invited two special guests with us today. First of all, you will hear about the feature group on digital skills for pupils and teachers by his moderator, Michal Sikowski, who is here with us today. So welcome, Michal, who will tell you more about ongoing and upcoming activity to focus on the topic of digital literacy. I don't know if we have some group members among our attendees today, but if you didn't join yet the group, this will be the perfect opportunity to do it if you're interested in these topics. Then we will go to the core part of this webinar, which will be the presentation of eTwinning ambassadors and experienced teacher Marcel Privotsnik. Welcome, Marcel. We are very happy to have you here with us, and we are looking forward to hear from you. As we know, you will tell us more about your projects, about your teaching journey, how you got to know eTwinning, and you will share with our attendees some tips on how to get inspired with project, how to create effective membership, and many other topics. The focus of the Marcel's presentation will be on how AI is able to enrich eTwinning projects by supporting the developing of basic skills. So we are looking forward to hear more from you, and thank you again for sharing your knowledge with us. The protagonists of this session are also you, our participants. So we really want to hear also about your own success stories and your own insights from projects. That's why I will be soon posting in the chat a Padlet that we encourage you to populate with your own success stories, or also by replying to the 3 questions that are included in the Padlet, which are about how you encourage digital skills in the classroom. Which creative ideas do you have to help your pupils become more confident in using technology, confident in using AI. So the link is in the slide, so you can click now directly there, but I will be also posting in the chat. So don't worry, you will have all the materials in a few seconds. And toward the end of the webinar, if we have some time, we can try to spotlight some of your answers in the Padlet. So we create a sort of wall of success stories to share all together and share with our speakers. That was it for the introduction of this webinar, and I will now leave the floor to Michal, who will introduce you to his feature group on digital skills for pupils and teachers. So Michal, whenever you want, you can start.
Hello everyone and good afternoon. My name is Michał Siwkowski and I'm a teacher from Poland. I usually work with handicapped students in Olsztyn, Poland. I'm also a Polish eTwinning ambassador, expert for Erasmus Plus program, certified Microsoft Innovator Educator, Google AI trainer, and many more. But that's not really important. I just wanted to show you that actually I know what I'm talking about. If you will have any questions, if you have any suggestions, down there below are my emails and my handle. You can tag me on any social media and I will try to help you. And if we can go further. And I'm a moderator for digital skills for pupils and teachers. Actually, the name is much longer, but I would like to pronounce only the first half. We also focus on an AI and selfie tools and what you can expect in our group. If you join our group, there is a lot of benefits for you. For example, at the start of the meeting of our group, we created an AI and selfie tool list that our students, our teachers, our eTwinners are using in their everyday life. So when you join our group, you can also access this list. We can go further. We also have tutorials, further useful links, eTwinning project ideas, classroom ideas, highlights of interesting projects, online meetings, webinars, training sessions, partner finding activities, virtual coffee breaks, and last but not least, you can always count for our support. This group is a new group, so we don't have a lot of members right now. Today I've checked and we have around 400. I hope at the end of this session we'll have a few more. We can go further. And these are pages on TweetSpace. As you can see, we have some links to AI tools, to selfie tools, to tutorials. Each month, I try to add a new AI tool and tutorial for our teachers to learn. For example, last month we had HeyGen, and this movie was created by HeyGen during our last session. So we can try to play this movie. Will we be able?
So I think, Mikael, if I click on the link, people will not see directly the video. So
The movie is embedded in the presentation, so it should play automatically when you go further.
I've just clicked and it links me to like my browser. Let me see if I can. Okay, maybe actually I found it.
Okay. Maybe not now. Okay, that's not a problem. If we cannot play this movie, that's not a problem. But actually,
for me, Mikael, it was moving. Where you were seeing it instead not moving.
Yeah, I don't see it moving.
Oh, okay. I can see it moving. Let me retry another moment, and otherwise we go ahead. But okay, participants said it worked actually. So they.
Okay, so not for me. So it's not working for me. So when the short clip ends, just give me a shout out.
Okay. Okay, just ended, and our participants could watch it. So that's the important thing. And you can go ahead, Mika.
Thank you. So this is a movie made by AI. So I had a problem when speaking. I had some problems with creating a video. And over here you can see a movie created from one picture and a sample of my voice. This is type of materials, type of tutorials you can expect. For example, HeyGen, when we create our own avatars that can speak for us. We can go further. Also, as you can see, we have on the left tutorials. We started with the AI dungeons. On the right, we have links to some useful AI tools. Each month, we try to add some new links. And we are creating a digital database for students and teachers to use in their everyday activities. You can go further. Each month we also highlight one eTwinning project, and this month we have My Future Looks So Bright. The coordinator was Jolanta Okuniewska, my friend, and this project won in a Polish contest. That's why I wanted to highlight it. Also on the left, we have eTwinning project highlights. So even if your project is not the winner of some contest, we also would like to highlight and inspire other teachers by presenting projects that use AI, use selfie tools, and are interesting. We can go further. For example, I started with my project using AI. It's called AI Masters, where I used AI to create stories. As I said previously, my students are handicapped. People are handicapped. Uh, they have some problems, mental problems, often associated with problems with their health, and they have had, I would like to say, problems with writing in English. That's why I used AI Dungeon to be specific, for them to interact with artificial intelligence so that it would help them write more precise, more efficient sentences. And I think that worked because my students had their exam last year, and it was better than expected. They wrote this exam better than expected, and my project won the national and European quality label. We can go further. Each month we also have online voting, so I present two ideas for projects connected with AI. For example, we started with AI cultural recipe book, or AI emotional support pets, and I asked teachers from my group to choose one or the other, as I didn't show which one won, but actually the emotional support pets won. And at the end of the year, we will have a base of interesting project ideas that you can use in your everyday life and in your school. We can go further. We also have online meetings, webinars, and tutorials, where I personally and other teachers that are expert in the field of artificial education share their ideas and share their projects. Also, we have tutorial sessions, as you could see actually that short movie with me, with my avatar, was created during an online session with group members. We can go further. Yeah, and this month is the highlight of our group. So I prepared a digital skills scavenger hunt where members of my group can take part in some activities. It's an virtual escape room where they need to do some task. Each task has some different point attached to them, and at the end, the best eTwinner can win a mystery box prize. I hope that you can also take part in this competition. So I would like to join my group, Digital Skills for Pupils and Teachers. Help us join, help us learn, help us grow, and help us connect, which is the most important sentence for us, because without you, the group is nothing. So I will like to see you there, and thank you for tuning in today, and thank you for listening to my presentation.
Thank you so much, Michael, to let us have a preview of all the activities and the nice resources that our participants can discover if they become member of the group. So if you're not a member yet, now it's the moment. And now we can go to the heart of this webinar, which is the presentation of Marcel. I know Marcel will share his own screen. So whenever you're ready, you can start. We can see your screen just fine at the moment. I think your microphone is muted, Marcel.
Now you
Great.
can hear me.
Super.
Perfect. Thank you. Well, hello, my name is Marcel Prievoznik. I'm from Slovakia, and I'm really happy to be here with all of you, amazing educators, colleagues, and innovators from across Europe. I'd like to first give my thanks to CSO Brussels for offering me the amazing opportunity to share my experiences and insights. Before we start, let me inform you that today's session is going to be, as usual in my webinars and my sessions, a bit different. And I hope it will be a bit fun for you too. We won't just be talking about projects. We're going to use some tools, activities together in a practical and meaningful way so we can try it out. Well, we can start. Well, while I'll talk my story and share my examples of my students' work with AI and so on, that's why we are here. You'll be also taking part in a posting in a book lab survey, which will be running in the background. Later, we will use your answers to test an AI-powered tool that will analyze our responses and give us some surprising insights, maybe. So please do not close the book lab window because during the webinar, your answers will be very important for me. Also during my webinar, I, I really enjoy interacting with participants. I believe online sessions shouldn't be just about passive listening. So that's why I love using these meetings to work together and share ideas in real time and try out different activities and directly during the session. Well, throughout the webinar, I will be sharing a few useful links in the chat, so keep an eye on it. And since we'll be working with AI tools, you might need to open a new browser tab to use ChatGPT, Perplexity, or something similar to work with. So I hope you're ready. So let's do this. Here's the book lab. We can check it with the first question. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share the VooClap presentation. This is the VooClap screen. So if you have mobile phone or anything, you can scan the QR code, you can. And I would like to use the chat. I can see it right now.
I think, Marcel, because you're sharing your screen, maybe you're not able to see the chat, but I can post the link in the chat for you.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Of course, of course.
So we will have altogether 19 people online, and I'm going to ask you just two questions. Okay, two questions. Okay, can we start?
You can start, Marcel. I posted in
Okay.
the chat the link, so we are all connected.
Thank you very much. Maybe some people will connect later.
Yeah.
Well, we have altogether almost 30 people here. My first question is, what country are you joining us from? Please use English. Meanwhile, VooClub is a great tool to gather data within your eTwinning project. You are maybe asynchronous or synchronously gathering data. It doesn't matter. VooClub is a great tool. In those times I activated it, it was free for teachers. Now it's not, but you can use any tools to make it similar to VooClub. Okay, so we have altogether 22 answers. So we have from Italy, Greece, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, Basque, France, Ukraine, great, Germany. Okay, thank you. And I'm going to ask you next question. In which educational areas do you currently work mostly? If you work in multiple areas, please select them. You can select multiple times, multiple items, sorry, multiple items. Okay. Well, this slide will be open, so you can vote later on. Well, let's go back to my presentation. Okay. Well, as for me, my name is Marcel. As I said, I'm a teacher from Slovakia. I've been an active member of the eTwinning community for more than 10 years. I teach English, physics, ICT, and my greatest passion is finding ways to connect students with the world outside the classroom. I enjoy exploring new technologies, digital tools, especially focusing on AI, always looking for ways to make learning more meaningful. I have passion for theater, art, music, and reading books. And in my work, I really value international collaboration. I believe breaking down borders and connecting with people and ideas across Europe is very important for us. I organize some webinars, workshops, courses on many things associated with eTwinning, from collaboration using ICT, AI, evaluation, dissemination, and so on. And of course, I love coffee, which keeps me everything for me running smoothly. Well, over the past few years, I've had the opportunity to lead and co-create many successful eTwinning projects and then organize many workshops and so on with many fantastic colleagues across Europe. Each of these experiences had taught me something new, not only about education, but also about people, teamwork, and the magic of small ideas turning into something big. As you can see, I used emojis for describing myself. Now it will be your turn. It will be your turn to make your introduction, something about you. Let's introduce yourself using emojis. So, I'd like to start with something a bit more fun and personal. Um, as you can see, there's slide something about you because now it's your turn to introduce yourself. But no, we're not doing the typical like my name is and so on. Instead, I would like you to introduce yourself using these emojis. Please choose 6 emojis that best represent your hobbies or interest, your personality, and something that defines you as a teacher or person. You can use Emojipedia, which Alessia could post in the chat, and you are going to use again the VooClap application. I'm going to switch to the question, and there's a input field where you can insert these emojis. If you don't know how to use the emojis, you can use this shortcut, that's window key on your keyboard and full stop key or period key. Okay, so um, I will.
The link to Emojipedia is in the chat, Marcel, so our participants now have everything.
Okay, yes, perfect, thank you. So as your VooClub um, is open, you can use the keyboard Windows key and period. Okay, and so you can, I like music, for example, so music, that's maybe this note. I like playing the piano. Maybe me personally, I like to read a book. And I like to bike. And of course, I'm a teacher. So again, use VooClap where you can insert these emojis that defines you. Again, click in the field in the book and use window, keep it pressed, and period. Or you can use Emojipedia and copy and paste those emojis. Why? Because at the end, we will analyze these emojis. We'll analyze actually all the responses using, of course, AI. And I will show you how you can use that for maybe for giving feedback for your students, for analyzing documents, for analyzing PDFs and so on, presentations. You can make some role play games or role games where you can chat with AI using emojis. And the AI will maybe make up story about you according to the emojis. Okay, so I'm going to submit my. Meanwhile, you can, while I speak, you can, of course, give your descriptions. Okay. Well, it took me some time to understand what eTwinning really means to me. For me as teacher, for my students who gain confidence, language skills, and real-world purpose, and for my school, which became more open, international, and creative. But I still look at eTwinning with the same respect and curiosity as I did on my first day when I joined eTwinning. I'm always searching for new ways to make lessons more inspiring, especially through technology, digital tools, and AI. A lot of the work in my project was focused on helping students to improve their language skills, active vocabulary, and use many tools, ICT tools, infographics, videos, podcasts, and so on. But not everything was always perfect. There were some moments when I was overwhelmed with tasks and deadlines. My students weren't fully on board with the project theme, or many of you will notice when project partners suddenly stopped communicating and so on. You know it. And I think that's completely normal because at the end of the day, eTwinning is all about people. And people have their own lives. They need to solve their problems and so on. So sometimes a partner disappears. Sometimes they don't feel ready to continue. That's not the failure. That's just a part of the journey. And well, for our analysis, I have another question for you again in BookLab. And the question is, which of these do you find most challenging in an eTwinning project? And again, we're going to focus on a BookLab application. Oh, sorry. Which of these do you find most challenging in eTwinning project? Partners stopped communicating, students weren't motivated, too many responsibilities, technical or language barriers, or nothing. Maybe everything went okay with your project. This is very important to know because, you know, sometimes we need to decide. We decide according to some criteria, and if we have a partner who is responsible and reliable, that's very great. Okay. Meanwhile, I can go back to my presentation. Well, let's talk about my very successful project. I'm going to tell you about project we completed recently. It was called Back in Time Czechoslovakia with Slovak and Czech partner. This project won the National eTwinning Competition prize in both countries in category lower secondary education when When we started the project, my Czech partner had actually never done an eTwinning project before. It was her very first time, and as you can imagine, she felt a bit unsure about how everything would go. But we worked very closely together from the beginning, planning each step, combining our ideas, meeting together online, supporting each other throughout the process. And most importantly is we involved our students in a creative and a meaningful way. This project connected Slovak and Czech students and took them on a journey into the past to rediscover the history of former Czechoslovakia, because our students, they do have history, but sometimes, like young people, they really forget very quickly. And we didn't just focus on historical facts. Instead, we worked with personal stories, like family stories and a lot of student creativity. The students interviewed their grandparents or older relatives or people in the streets and reflected on everyday life before 1989 when two countries split together. And also, uh, what was important was the using digital tools like annotation tools, videos, audios, shared presentation, and as well AI. The project aimed to improve, of course, students' English, foster creativity, cooperation, and so on. So here's the uh, insight. Students were organized into 6 thematic working groups, each focusing on different aspects of life before Czechoslovakia's dissolution. The key topics included like Czechoslovak personalities, money and daily life in those times, patents and products, fashion and culture, the Velvet Revolution, and significant monuments and architecture. Students collaborated using twin space discussion forums, which is important during evaluation, the quality of the project, and other tools to gather information and create outputs. Unique aspect involved fieldwork and external environment research, where students collected facts and compared them with the present day, often through interviews, family, or people in the street, and so on. So there were some additional activities, like usually we used a tool called twee.com. Alicia, please could you copy the link in the chat? twee.com,
Yes.
which generates the worksheets on many topics. You can use this for generating worksheets on listening comprehension, reading comprehension, vocabulary, and so on. Then we used online tool kybertest.cz, which is the Czech tool for simulating online situation when you have to, for example, provide a bank card number or phone number and so on. We used Mizu, maybe you know it. Again, Alessia, please, could you? We use chatbot about e-safety. So I programmed the chatbot on e-safety and etiquette. And this chatbot interacts with students on many topics like e-safety, what to do online, the man who is behind pretending to be like Mr. E-safety was giving some questions about e-safety, etiquette, and so on. And we made Czechoslovak ID cards using Canva, for example. These avatars were made using AI, and we put them into original ID cards typical for Czechoslovakia in those times, as well as we were developing English, Czech, and Slovak dictionary and games like Pictionary or Bamboozle to bridge language differences, because Slovak and Czech language are very similar, but there are some words that are absolutely unknown for our students. We organized a virtual manifestation. We used the annotation tool markup.io, where we uploaded a photo from November 1989 showing people in the streets of Žilina, my city, and manifesting and fighting for freedom, as it was in November 1989. So students, parents, and school page visitors could annotate using this blue dots and manifest that it doesn't matter which year you live in, you still need to fight for freedom. You need to fight for someone else's freedom, not only your freedom, someone else's freedom. And this is the output of our project. That was the main output. It was a collaboratively made board game back in time Czechoslovakia. with all the questions derived from the group's research. Other project outputs included an ebook, online games, and flashcards. And we made evaluation and dissemination. And here's the AI. I'm going to show you this great tool. Do you know notebooklm.google.com? This is a great tool. It's free for all Googlers. You can analyze according to the sources. So the interface is divided into three parts. First part on the left side is the part where you can upload sources, where the AI can read it, analyze it, and you can then chat with all the sources. So I uploaded all the sources we made. So we made presentations, we made many pages, which I exported into PDF. We made books. We made a list of playing cards and so on. Everything that we made, I put here. You can put PDF, you can put Google presentations, Google documents, you can put websites, like links to the websites where the AI could research and so on. So we collected all the outputs, including tags and so on. And from there, the AI helped us generate a concept map. For example, this concept map, summarizing key ideas and connection in a clear, structured way. It was a fantastic way for students to see the a bigger picture of what they had created. For example, this is the main core. We made some project details, which is structured into eTwinning project. Students from Czech Republic, Slovakia, 7 working groups, collaborative tools, fieldwork, project goal. This is all from those sources which AI turned into this visual map, which is great. But we didn't stop there. We could maybe chat with our sources. For example, what is the biggest output from this project? So AI had studied the sources, and now I can just ask, like, someone else studied my outputs, and he or she or the engine could answer my questions. Okay, so you can use that for anything, for making many outputs and using AI to analyze. But the most exciting part that students could actually chat, that's when students actually could chat with their own project. But the greatest thing was that we could make a podcast from these sources, and I hope I had them here. Here you can use your phone, where you can download the podcast generated by AI. I'm going to I'm going to play 20 seconds of the podcast so you can hear.
Welcome to another deep dive. Today we're going back in time.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, to Czechoslovakia. But before the Velvet Revolution,
Yep.
we've got all these presentations and feedback
I
from
hope
this
you can
really cool
hear.
project where, get this,
We can.
Czech and Slovak students, they teamed up to research their shared history.
Well, did you hear that?
We could hear Marcel.
Okay, thank you. So it's incredibly it sounds like a human voice. There use some special types of speech and so on. So this is a great way how to use the AI for analyzing the outputs and so on. So Notebook LM, that's a very great thing. You can interact with the podcast as well. You can work with study guide. You can make some briefing document. You can make up using AI again, frequently asked question page, or if your project is about a history or is some things that go in time, for example, you can make up a timeline using AI. So this tool was very great, and my students were really amazed about the human voices. We've already seen different examples of how AI, creativity, and collaboration can shape great project work, but now I'd like to ask you something because I turned to another slide. We stated some clear aims and achieved goals. We used effective collaboration, communication. These are all the features for really quality label application. My question for you is again, let's have a look in the book lab. My question is, what do you think makes a project truly outstanding, worthy of a national European quality label? So use one word. Use one word. What do you think makes a project truly outstanding? I hope the booklet is working because I can't see anything, just my screen.
I can see two words, actually four words now, Marcel. Collaboration, organization, cooperation. I don't know if you can see that.
I can see, but I can see the chat and the interaction, so I'm a bit confused. Never mind, that's okay.
There are some people who are posting also in the chat, but I'm redirect them into the app. But I can see also in the chat a creative connection, but now they're popping up in the app.
Thank you very much. So collaboration is the most popular, which is absolutely okay. Experimental, supporting, reality, collaborative, tasks, digital tools, partners, different, motivation, perfect. So you can keep on voting, and I'm going to do next thing. I'd like to take you into an action and present and involve you into one of my favorite eTwinning activities that combines AI, creativity, and collaboration in a fun way. Throughout my project, I noticed that students often use AI just to get answers. They ask ChatGPT to do their homework or write a summary. And let's be honest, we've all seen it. But our job is to teach them that AI is not just a shortcut, it's a creative partner. So they can use it only they can use it not only to generate content, but also to explore, absorb, and transform knowledge and to learn something new. And one activity I did with my students, I really like to do it with my students periodically, involved generating artistic images with AI. So you can see I have provided some artistic works of my students. You can browse them. Um, well, they're amazing. The AI can do great things. Um, so students learn about some artistic styles and many more. Okay, and I'm going to show you what to do. Well, we're going to make a game. Well, my students filled in a Google form with ideas what should appear in the image. They thought about who or what is in the image, like in the center of the image. What is the person or maybe the animal or the thing doing, where it is. They added some extra elements like emotions or objects or artistic style in which the image is being drawn, and we use them these responses in we use these responses in Wheel of Fortune, where we randomized the prompts, and we randomly selected from their suggestion and created a full AI prompt. So students edited the prompt to make it more accurate and artistic, and finally we generated image using Canva AI or DALI or other image generators. Okay, so now it's up to you to go to the Google form. Alyssa, could you please provide a link?
Yes, I've just posted it in the chat, so we encourage everyone to take part in the activity.
Okay, so we're going to make like a patched prompt from all your responses. Okay, it's a great collaborative thing which you can do with your students, with your partners within your eTwinning project to use AI in a meaningful and very pragmatical way. So think of the picture, who or what will be in the center of the artwork. For example, for me, it could be like flying dolphin. It could be anything. You can be very creative or imaginative. What the subject is doing. For example, it's drinking coffee. Where the scene takes place, for example, in the woods. We can add some extra objects or details. For example, moon shining through the trees. And preferred art style for me, for example, impressionism. And I'm going to gather all your responses into a Google Sheets where I will upload all those responses into Wheel of Fortune or multiple wheel. You will spin, you will see 5 wheels with 5 answers, and you will spin the wheel. It will give you a randomized prompt, and you can insert these randomized prompts into a ChatGPT or Canva or any generator of pictures. So I have 11 answers, and I'm going to open the Wheel of Fortune here. Multiple wheel. I have prepared this activity. Okay. And I'm going to copy your responses from the Google Sheets. So this is for who or what will be in the center. The next, what is the subject doing will be wheel number 2. Wheel number 3 will be where the scene takes place. Wheel number 5 will be extra objects, and the preferred art style is here. So here we have complete. I'm going to save it and provide it into well, I need to okay, I will use the chat to provide the link for the multiple wheel. Here we go. Okay, so please click on the link and you will see your responses, which is very good collaboration and collaborative activity. You can spin all the wheels to make a prompt. Okay, so you can use button spin all in the left upper corner, and we can play with a prompt. So we're going to generate a picture of a dog running along the beach in a forest, which is quite crazy, sun, and surrealism. Well, I'm going to use ChatGPT. You can use Canva, or ChatGPT provides many generation of pictures. Yep, I'm going to copy it and generate a picture of, and I will paste a dog running along the beach in a forest, ball sun, and surrealism. Okay, and we'll see. We'll see. Okay. You can make the engine do its work. Meanwhile, I will go further and I will tell you something about how we use AI, for example, during introduction. We use AI as a great helper and analyst. Um, our students had two group discussions. I'm sorry, I need to go here. Yes, two group discussions. They recorded their voices because my students were challenged by another national group to communicate, to discuss about some topics. For example, we were challenged to discuss about playing video games and mindfulness. So mind over body. So what did we do? My students put a phone in the center of the circle, of the discussion circle, and they started discussing and they recorded their voices, their discussion on the phone. So, and then we used this MP3 made with the phone to analyze again with Notebook LM. And here it is, what they discussed about. Here is that. We used only that MP3 audio, which was like 25 minutes long, and we insert it here into Notebook LM. So as I told you, you can insert presentations, PDFs, and so on, but audios as well. And you can make a transcription. That's first great thing, great benefit. And you can analyze this audio file using AI. And again, you can do the concept map, video games discussion, like what are the perceived benefits and harms, like cognitive function, social. This is what the students were talking about. Types of games. They were talking about puzzle, chess, shooter games, VR games, and so on. They were talking about gaming versus another activities like video games versus outside play, video games versus reading books, and so on. Yeah. So, and the concept map is interactive, which means that if I choose that perceived benefits and harms is like cognitive function, I can click on it and I can find the answer in the chat. Yeah. So like proving that, yes, it belongs to the mind map because someone else told that, yeah, so the cognitive function and perceived benefits and harms. Someone was talking about it. So the mind map is very interactive. So you can click on all the items to prove that, for example, someone told that player demographics and habits, ages 14, 15. Yeah, so and I can see from the transcript that someone was talking about it and so on. So this concept map is really interactive, as well as you can use that podcast. So you can retell students' audio file using AI podcast again. Okay, let's go to my picture. I hope it's done. Yes, here's the dog on the beach, yeah, boot and ball sun. So, and I can say that this picture is made collaboratively using AI. And I can make a wallpaper with all the pictures, which is great way for dissemination. Okay. Well, my final question to you, because almost it's the end, my final question to you is, and I hope I will find it Yes. Please, let's go back to VooClap. And my question to you is, if AI could help you with just one thing in your teaching practice, what would it be? If AI could help you with just one thing in your teaching practice, what would it be? And here are the answers. Okay, and in a few moments, I'm going to export all the results from our survey, and I'm going to use again ChatGPT to analyze all those responses. Meanwhile, you can still response.
We have also one answer in the chat.
Mhm.
Marcel, getting in touch with other teachers and students, just for you to know what's happening in the meanwhile in the chat.
Okay.
In the meanwhile, I would encourage our participants, if they have any questions for Marcel and also for Michael, to post them now in the chat, as these are the last minutes of the session. So any questions that is relevant to the topics we addressed, if something was not clear, feel free to use the chat and we'll be monitoring that and we'll try to find some time to address the questions.
Thank you. Well, never mind. We have, for this question, we have 16 responses, and I'm going to show you how to analyze, how to use the tool to analyze those responses. So each response given here today will be analyzed by AI. So I'm going to exit, and since we have some results, I'm going to refresh my page so I can see, yes, check the results, and I can export to Excel. Okay, the survey, save. Okay, and I have prepared ChatGPT well with the prompt in the attachment. There's an export file from survey made in VooClap. So the AI knows, make an analysis of the responses, give me a short feedback about the results and some interesting facts. And I'm going to attach the file with all those responses, survey, and well, it can analyze, it can give me some feedback, it can give me some interesting facts, it can give me some conclusions about your responses and so on. So anything that you can do with data, which is very important in nowadays, to work with data very carefully, very responsibly, and you can use AI in a practical way and very reasonable way, I would say. Oh, it's in Slovak. So I will ask. So it gives me like quick feedback, some interesting facts. I'm going to stop it and use English language so you can. So here you can see the analysis of your answers. Countries, France, Romania, Spain, Italy. As you can see, it read the file very very quickly. Target age group, lower secondary students, which is my area. Challenges respondents mentioned technical and language barriers. What worked well, the cooperation, strongest team qualities, creative, efficient, and good at remembering things. Fun and interesting observations. One person really loves cooperation. Their answer to one question was literally cooperation, 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 cooperation. Emojis showed up in some answers, like possibly in response to a question about hobbies and impression. This hints at a playful, creative, and project atmosphere. I hope it was. A few people didn't provide answers to some questions, which is quite normal. And if you'd like a visual report, just say the word. Please give me it visually. And meanwhile, I'm not going to spend time just looking at the screen. I would like to thank you so much for being the part of this session, for your time, for your energy, your openness to explore your sharings with us together. Whether you're just starting with eTwinning and you already run loads of projects, remember that your creativity, your passion, and your effort matter. I hope you're living with at least one idea you can use and maybe a few more tools to explore with your students. Um, and I wish you that your project may be the best one. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Marcel. I think participants have really a lot of takeaways from this session, not only a variety of practical tools, but also some creative ideas on how to use them. And if later, when you will stop sharing the screen, you will see the chat, you will see how many interested comments there are about the tools that you provided. And um, you really, we really thank you for sharing your knowledge and for sharing your experience with us, because it was really an insightful session. I remind all the participants also, because they've been asking for the links that were shared in the chat, that those are also included in the presentation that Marcel prepared, and that presentation will be uploaded in the page on the European School Education platform. So you will be able to find everything if you want to share the recording with colleagues, if you want to, if you missed any tools and you would like to catch up, there will be time and space for that. I don't know, Marcel, if you wanted to show something final about the use of ChatGPT, or if this was to wrap up your presentation. If you're okay, we can also wrap up here.
Yes, of course. It's
Okay,
fine.
okay,
Sorry.
great. No worries, because I see your screen, so I thought that maybe you wanted to show some final
No.
outcome of this very nice exercise that you did with us.
Mhm.
So thank you again, Marcel, and thank you again, Michael, for showing us some sneak peeks from your group. Our participants now have new tools to use, have a feature group that they can join if they want to learn more on the topic of digital skills. So again, thank you very much, and I wish you all a nice evening. Bye all.
Hello. Bye.
Thank you very much and goodbye.
Goodbye.